Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So this is going to be our 11th week, and in this week we'll be talking about writing a summary. And at the end of this lesson, you'll be able to understand summary writing. You'll be quite aware about the qualities of a good summary, and we shall try to comprehend the purpose of writing a summary, and we'll try to know summary writing process, and at the end we shall write a summary. We shall have an exercise at the end of the lesson, and we'll do that exercise during the class. So what is a summary? You can just look at the picture. So there is a long story, and that has been converted into a condensed form in the shortest form. So in the same way, when you are going to distill a long text and distill its essentials, when you are going to filter its key points worth noting, and when you are deleting its examples and details, basically this is what you are writing a summary. In simple terms, we can say that when we are going to distill the long text and just note down essential details, remove examples and unnecessary information. So sentence structure and vocabulary is changed, but the main ideas will remain the same. That when you will be writing a summary, you will change the sentence structure, you will change the sentence form, but you have to be confined to the content. Whatever is written in that long story, you have to condense it into short form. So do not write anything that is not mentioned there. So whatever you are going to write in your summary, that must be the part of original text. Only and only the important information that you need to incorporate in your summary. You need not to incorporate irrelevant informations or irrelevant details. So the main purpose of writing a summary is basically to enhance your comprehension and communication. So when you understand and learn important information, so ultimately this is what you do. Basically, you reduce the information to essential ideas. There is a long text. When you'll reduce information to essential ideas, so definitely you will try to understand the text, and you will try to find out only and only important information. And once you have found out the only and only important information, when you have comprehended the passage, so this is the process. Basically, first you have to comprehend the passage, you have to note down the important information, and then you have to communicate in this way, that you have to focus on the ideas, and you have to change the form and sentence structure and vocabulary, and then you have to just focus on the ideas. That the ideas that you take, that ideas must be borrowed from the original text. So ideas should remain same, rest all should be changed. So that is the the uh, beauty of your practice, that when you will write, you have to write this way. ठीक है, एक आपकी comprehension improve होती है, आप पढ़ते हैं उसको. You read it like this chap, that how he is trying to read. ठीक है, सर पे हाथ रखा हुआ है, and he has tried to comprehend it, and now he is going to communicate it. ठीक है. So there are certain benefits of writing summary. Basically, when you pick out the main ideas of a reading, so it will improve your reading skills. When you paraphrase the reading and alter the vocabulary and grammar, so definitely it will enhance your vocabulary skills. And when you decide on main ideas of the reading to include in the summary, so definitely it will increase your critical thinking skills, because you are going to find out the main idea. So you are independent to do it. So ultimately your critical thinking skills will be improved. And apart from that, when you will draft and edit the summary, your writing and editing skills will also be improved. And and when you will work with your friends, with your peers, so your cooperative learning will also be enhanced there, that you will not only work all alone, rather you will work with your friends. So it will help with cooperative learning, कि आप साथियों के साथ, क्लास फेलोज के साथ मिलके जब काम करेंगे समरी लिखने पे, सो क्या होगा, एक कोऑपरेशन की सी सिचुएशन क्रिएट होगी. सो डेफिनेटली all of you will understand each other, their problems, and you will try to help each other. So how you have to summarize? So look at this example. So there is one example that I've highlighted over there. You can look at the filter. There is an extended passage that is provided to you. So look at this one. The extended passage contains main ideas, and with main ideas it has got some supporting details. Then it has got comparison and contrast. It has got lists and examples. So you have to put that extended passage into filter, and then you have to find out the summary. You have to filter out the relevant details and main idea. सिर्फ मुतल्लिका, ठीक है. Sometimes writer gives extra details, extra informations, examples, lists, comparisons, and when we see that as we have to write just one third of the passage, so we have to eliminate all the irrelevant details, irrelevant in terms of extra details, in terms of extra information. Sometimes if a teacher is delivering a lecture, he gives 4 or 5 examples related to one topic, so you need not to write down all the examples. You need to give the gist of all the things. सारी examples नहीं बताई जाती हैं, ठीक है. टेक्स्ट को quoted text है कोई, do not copy the same, do not write it down. So when you're going to summarize, basically you have to condense the text to its main points and do so in your own words. So get the help of your own words. Do not write it the same way. Do not copy the text. ठीक है? So do not include every detail that is necessary nor desirable. Neither necessary nor desirable. So you can look at this one. This is an extended passage. You are reading it and you feel that this is not necessary, this is not desirable. This is what your critical thinking skills, that you find these things not desirable, not necessary. So leave those details. So instead, you should extract only those elements that you think are most important, and the main idea and essential supporting points which in the original passage may have been interwoven with less important details. There are important details and there are some less important details. So you have to remove those details. Just write it this way. Look at the diagram, that this is like this way. Summary of an extended passage. ठीक है, इसी तरह लिखनी है आपने. So there are certain steps in writing a summary. So we are going to look at those steps. When we are going to find out the main idea, so we have to do what we have to do. Once you are provided with the text, so what you have to do, you have to read the passage for the first time for understanding. So before going towards further slides, let me tell you the importance of summary writing. Basically, the rationale behind this particular lesson is that being a student of BS, being a student of social sciences, you have to write research papers, you have to write work on research projects, you have to write thesis. So in all cases, you have to review literature, you have to read research papers, research articles. So when you're reading those papers, so there you have to write summary, you have to summarize the paper, you have to write down the important points, you have to find out the important points and important details, and you have to write those things in your literature review. So for that purpose, you need to be equipped with these skills, summary writing skills, that you're not going to write the text as it is, rather you have to convert it into your own form, your own sentence structure, but you have to keep the idea intact with your text. So when you are going to read the passage for the first time, so you have to look at that. You have to get a sense of what point the writer is trying to make. Look at the idea. So what was the passage about? So go with one question. What was the passage about? You should answer yourself with a sentence or a phrase. So once you've read the passage, then look that what was the passage about. Maybe there is one phrase, one word. So sometimes when you fail to find out the sentence or phrase, sometimes you just find the word. When you're having problems in finding out the main idea, so what you have to do, there is a hint that you have to scan the passage to see which topic word appears most often. The word that appears most often is basically the topic word. पूरे पैराग्राफ में बार बार repeat हो रहा होगा. So that is likely the topic of the passage. That is the topic. So once you found the topic, then you will find out the topic sentence too. Sometimes the topic sentence is given at the beginning and sometimes it is mentioned somewhere else. So that's why I said that you have to find out the word that's being repeated again and again. So, um, any question? Somebody talk? Question hai koi? Okay. So look at the picture. So look at the picture. I just need the main idea. The person is reading the passage and he is trying to find out the main idea. This is what intensive reading that you are doing. You are reading it carefully and you are going to get the main idea. So you have to figure out what is being said about the topic. Once you got the topic, अब आपने मेन आइडिया ढूंढना है उसके अंदर से कि what is the overall point being discussed by the writer. So once in the first reading you found out the topic, then you have to go for the second reading and you have to look for the main idea given there. So you need to be able to see the big picture. Means that big picture is basically the main idea. You have to note it down. So never start writing a summary before you read the passage for a second time. कभी भी फौरन नहीं लिखनी. एटलीस्ट आपको 3 दफ़ा पैसेज पढ़ना पड़ेगा. डू नॉट स्टार्ट राइटिंग समरी फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, बस पढ़ा और लिखना शुरू करिए. नो, डू इट, रीड इट फर्स्ट, find out the topic, read it second, find out the main idea. So once you got these two things, then ultimately you will get other points also. Supporting details भी आपको वहाँ से मिल जाएंगे. So when you're going to find out the supporting details, so look at this example. Main idea के साथ जुड़ी होती है, वो जो word होता है उसके साथ जुड़ी होती हैं, title के साथ, subsection, another heading. So all these things are basically clues that tell you that these are the supporting details. So these details are basically used to develop, explain or expand on the main idea. Please mic off कर दें, mic off करें please. So while skimming, reading through quickly the passage for the third time, look for the supporting details. पहली दफ़ा क्या करना है, टॉपिक ढूंढना है. फिर आपने सेकेंड टाइम पढ़ा, मेन आइडियाज ढूंढे. नाउ यू हैव टू लुक फॉर द सपोर्टिंग डिटेल्स बाय रीडिंग ओवर द ओपनिंग sentences of the paragraph. A paragraph expresses and develops one main idea or point. You know that when we were in the before midterm, we have learned about about paragraph writing. Then especially a body paragraph, there that one paragraph should discuss one point. So ultimately, when you are given a paragraph, so you must know that that paragraph has got these things. ठीक है, express कर रहा है, one main idea express कर रहा है. So you have to underline the topic sentence and key ideas given there. टॉपिक सेंटेंस और की आइडियाज इसके साथ कौन कौन से जुड़े हुए, यू हैव टू लुक एट दोज थिंग्स. सो दोज की आइडियाज आर बेसिकली सपोर्टिंग डिटेल्स. So once you're done with it, now you are going to summarize it after you have read it for the third time. So now write 1 or 2 summary sentences for each paragraph. If this passage is having more than one paragraph, so for each paragraph you have to write 1 to 2 sentences, so that those sentences are describing the main idea expressed by the paragraph. So if you see that there are things that are being repeated time and again, so read the passage again to get clearer picture, revise your summary sentences. main idea के साथ जुड़ी होती हैं सारी चीज़ें. So when you're going to write a summary, so look here, said join together the main idea of the passage and your paragraph. Summary sentences by using transitional words. जब आप start हो चुके हैं ना, I told you that you have to read it 3 times. First you have to find out the topic, then you have to find out main idea, then you have to find out supporting details. Once you're done with it, ideas आपके पास आ गए. Now you are going to write. So as in one lesson we have learned that how we have to write a paragraph. चाहे वो इतना बड़ा पैसेज होगा उसका आपने पैराग्राफ ही बनाना है, 1/3 में आपने उसको पैराग्राफ फॉर्म में लिखना है. So you have to get the help of transitional words. ठीक है. So these transitional words and phrases do 3 things. First is they give your summary a sense of being a whole, not just a group of unconnected sentences. ट्रांजिशनल वर्ड जब आप इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो वो लगेगा कि ये कोई पैराग्राफ लिखा हुआ है, अनकनेक्टेड सेंटेंसेस नहीं है, और आपकी समरी स्मूथली फ्लो करेगी जब आप उसको पढ़ रहे होंगे. and it will reinforce and support the main idea being expressed in the passage. ठीक है, जो पैसेज में नज़र आ रहा है वो सारे का सारा आपको वहाँ पे पता चलता जाएगा. So these are transitional expressions. Inshallah, after the class, this presentation will be shared with you in in MS Team. So you will please save these transitional expressions for logical relationship. अगर similarity दिखानी है तो क्या लिखना है, contrast दिखाना है तो क्या लिखना है, sequence order दिखाना है तो क्या लिखना है, time के बारे में कैसे बात करनी, example के बारे में, emphasis के बारे में, place position के बारे में, cause and effect के बारे में, एडिशनल सपोर्ट्स एविडेंस के बारे में, कंक्लूजन समरी के बारे में, क्या आपने लॉजिकल रिलेशनशिप दिखाना है. देयर आर ट्रांजिशनल एक्सप्रेशंस गिवन देयर. ठीक है, ये जो आपके सामने, इनको ही आपने इस्तेमाल करना है. So once you have written the summary, now do not submit it to your
Excuse me, sir.
जी बोलिए.
सर आपने कहा है ना सर पैराग्राफ होता है, मतलब हम उसकी समरी लिखते हैं, लेकिन हम जो स्टोरी की समरी लिखते हैं तो स्टोरी का तो टॉपिक होता है ना, मतलब जैसे कोई अगर स्टोरी है उसकी समरी लिखेंगे तो उसका ऑलरेडी एक टॉपिक होगा, तो फिर हम उसमें से टॉपिक कैसे मतलब find
देखें
करते हैं?
देखें नॉर्मली एक बात याद रखिए, व्हेन यू आर गिवन टू राइट अ समरी मैंने जैसे अभी आपसे बात की कि समरी राइटिंग इज रिलेटेड टू एनहांस योर एकेडमिक रीडिंग एंड एकेडमिक राइटिंग. इट हैज़ गॉट नथिंग टू डू विद समराइजिंग अ स्टोरी को जब आप समराइज़ करेंगे तो उसमें भी इंपॉर्टेंट डिटेल्स होती हैं. मैं भी आपको बताता हूँ, मिसाल देता हूँ कि आपने कहानी लिखी किसी बंदे की, जी एक इवेंट सारे का सारा आपने बयान किया, उसमें आपने लिखा उसने पानी पिया, वो खड़ा हुआ, वो बैठ गया, वो चलना शुरू हुआ. वहाँ पे फिर जब आप उस कहानी को बताएंगे आप सिर्फ इंपॉर्टेंट बातें बताएंगे कि वो आया, वो वहाँ पे खड़ा हुआ, उसने गोली मारी और चला गया. ये शॉर्ट सी बात है. वहाँ लिखा है जी वो बंदा आया, घड़ी पे टाइम देखता रहा, फिर उसने उसका इंतज़ार किया इतनी देर, फिर वो जब आया फिर उसने जनाब उसको ऐसे देखा, ऐसे उसने घूरा, उसको घूरने के बाद दोनों के एक दूसरे को देखा, फिर उसने उसको गोली मारी, पिस्टल को कहा किया, गोली मारी, गोली मार के फिर वो ऐसे ऐसे चला गया. नो, वो पूरी कहानी है, दैट इज़ अ स्टोरी. आपने क्या लिखा कि गाड़ी आई, टेररिस्ट वॉज स्टैंडिंग, गाड़ी आई, टेररिस्ट ने फायर किया और वो भाग गया. सो दिस इज़ व्हाट अ समरी. इंपॉर्टेंट डिटेल आपने बता दी. ठीक है, किस जगह पे आई, इस जगह पे आई, ऐसे आई. बाकी चीज़ें फिर वो लंबी चौड़ी उतनी देर खड़ा रहा, ये जूते पहने हुए थे, फटा हुआ एक जूता था, तस्मा खुला हुआ था, बड़ी बातें लिखी होती हैं, तो उसको आपने रिमूव कर देना है. इसी तरह व्हेन यू आर राइट, जी बोलें, समझ आ गई कि नहीं आई? ओके, जब आप समरी लिख रहे होते हैं ना,
ये सर समझ आ
when you write your summary especially, ये this is meant to write this is basically needed when you are reading research papers. ठीक है, वहाँ पे जब आप लिटरेचर रिव्यू करेंगे, जब आप अपना प्रोजेक्ट या थीसिस आप लिखेंगे, वहाँ पे आपको ये चीज़ें बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत आएंगी कि आप फिर इंपॉर्टेंट डिटेल्स को ढूंढेंगे और वही लिखेंगे. आपने पूरे पैराग्राफ, पूरे आर्टिकल्स में से इंपॉर्टेंट डिटेल्स निकाली, बट यू डिडेंट राइट इन अ पैराग्राफ फॉर्म, सो डेफिनेटली दैट वाज अ मिस्टेक. आपने उसको तो लिख तो दिया, ठीक है, यू रोट, आप ये चीज़ें, यू डिडेंट ऐड ट्रांजिशनल एक्सप्रेशंस, यू डिडेंट बॉदर दीज थिंग्स दैट यू हैव टू ऐड दीज थिंग्स. और तो फिर वो बस एक वो होगा, क्या कहते हैं, दैट वो एक एफर्ट तो होगी, बट जो पर्पस है राइटिंग का, दैट इज़ व्हाट, टू कम्युनिकेट द मैसेज दैट विल नॉट बी फुलफिल्ड. ठीक है, सो जब आप लिखते हैं, once you wrote it, then you proofread it. Proofread the summary, reread it, and make sure it is clear and to the point. ठीक है, इस चीज़ को इंश्योर करना है. रीरीड इसलिए किया जाता है कि ये आपने दोबारा जब पढ़ा तो आपको पता चले क्या ये मैसेज ठीक दे रही है, टू द पॉइंट है. रेपिटेटिव वर्ड्स तो कोई नहीं है, डिस्क्रिप्टिव वर्ड जैसे एडजेक्टिव एडवर्ब्स अगर है तो रिमूव कर दें उनको, नॉन एसेंशियल सेंटेंसेस को रिमूव करें. So your final version would be like a whole sensible piece of writing. You have to check your grammar and spelling both. ठीक है, so वो उसको नैरो पिक्चर उसकी आपने देखनी है, पढ़ना है क्या ये कॉन्सेप्ट ठीक दे रहा है. ट्रांजिशनल फ्रेजेस की ज़रूरत तो नहीं है, कोई ये वर्ड्स की ज़रूरत तो नहीं है यहाँ पे ऐड करने की. इफ़ देयर इज़ नीडेड सो प्लीज़ डू इट. ठीक है, फिर उस तरह आपको बनाना पड़ेगा. So once you have prepared your final draft of summary, so the next thing that you have to do is, as you have to find out कि ये आपने ठीक लिखा या गलत लिखा, you have to match it with original text. Check your summary against author's original. क्या आपने उसका उसी का आइडिया बयान किया, उसी की डिटेल्स बयान की, या it should be like this. This is matching. So आप पिक्चर में देख सकते हैं, this one is not matching, this is also not matching, these two are matching. देखें, these two are matching, ये connect हो जाते हैं आपस में, मीन्स कि they must be connected. यहाँ पे क्या है, ये मैच नहीं हो रहे, ना ये ना ये. So it should be like this, that you have to make necessary adjustment or changes to make your summary. यहाँ पे क्या adjustment करनी है, देखें, इसको उस हिसाब से इसको बनाना पड़ेगा, इसको भी उसी हिसाब से इसको adjust करना पड़ेगा इसके हिसाब से. So when you will compare your summary with the original text, then you will get the answer of your question कि क्या ये ठीक है या गलत है. Am I right? So the main focus of summary is what? Identify main idea from topic sentence, and for that you have to use basic signal words. Then you have to identify supporting details. ठीक है, टॉपिक सेंटेंस कैसे निकलेगा, टॉपिक वर्ड से, सपोर्टिंग डिटेल्स, बस. अदर देन दैट व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, डिसरिगार्ड unimportant information, analyze redundant information and remove it, and simplify, categorize and label important information. All the important information must be incorporated, must be incorporated. अगर इम्पॉर्टेंट नहीं है तो आप उसको निकाल दें, उसको ऐड न करें. So now we are going to get through the process of writing a summary. किस तरह लिखी जाती है, ठीक है, अब हम उसको देखते हैं. So वन बाय वन आपने पढ़ना है, ठीक है. जो CR आपने रोल नंबर बोलना है और उसके बाद स्टार्ट करें. So सबसे पहला जो रोल नंबर है वो पढ़ेगा ये स्लाइड, प्लीज़. फर्स्ट रोल नंबर, CR रोल नंबर बोलिए और ये वो बंदा बोलेगा, पढ़ेगा.
सर 001 है.
001 पढ़िए जी.
सर 001 तो है ही नहीं.
हाँ जी, नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर को बोलें, नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर को.
A tornado is a powerful.
CR आपके बाद कौन है, उसको दें.
सर 003 है मेरे पास.
आप बोलें, फिर आपकी आवाज़ आ रही है क्लियर, बोलिए.
Yes, sir. A tornado is a powerful twisting windstorm. It begins high in the air among the winds of a giant storm cloud. People who have watched a tornado's howling winds reach down from the sky have said it's the most frightening thing they have ever seen. In some parts of the United States, these windstorms are called twisters or cyclones.
So you can see a tornado. अब यहाँ पे now in green are the important details, whereas the sentence that is highlighted in red, that is the topic, और उससे रिलेटेड डिटेल्स हमने यहाँ पे दिए. सो यू कैन लुक एट दिस डायग्राम दैट टोर्नेडो इज पावरफुल ट्विस्टिंग विंड स्टॉर्म. ठीक है, सपोर्टिंग डिटेल्स क्या है, पार्ट ऑफ जाइंट स्टॉर्म, frightening, also called twisters or cyclones. So these are the supporting details. These are the supporting details that we have highlighted, we have noted down, and then we have written it into one sentence summary. The tornadoes are frightening, powerful, twisting windstorms, sometimes called twisters or cyclones, that start in giant storm clouds. ठीक है, so giant storm clouds से वो start होते हैं. So this is what a sentence summary. ठीक है, कि उसी बात को हमने we have converted the entire paragraph into one sentence. We have noted down the important details only. We have highlighted the topic and then important details, and we have just written those important details over there, and we have found that there is just one sentence that can explain the entire paragraph. So in one sentence, then after writing this, if this is the first draft, then you have to look back again towards the paragraph, and you have to match it whether there is any important information that is missed out. If it is so, then you have to rephrase, you have to add the material in it. ठीक है, दोबारा फिर लिखेंगे आप. ओके सी आर, आपके बाद कौन है उसको बताइए अभी. नेक्स्ट कौन है, नाम बोलें उसका, रोल नंबर बोलें.
Roll number
Sir,
3.
यस आ
sir,
जाए.
read.
पढ़े पढ़े.
Okay. Tornadoes are not the only whirling windstorms that moves through the Earth's air. Dust devils, hurricanes, and typhoons all having twisted winds, but these windstorms differ from tornadoes in important ways.
So you can look here that in the second paragraph, the writer has um, written the topic in the middle of the paragraph. So we have to find out, as he is talking about dust devils here, ठीक है, and the important details is highlighted in green. So dust devils, hurricanes, and typhoons have twisting winds. Whirling windstorms differ from tornadoes. These are the supporting details. So dust devils, hurricanes, and typhoons also have twisting winds, but they are different from tornadoes. This is a sentence summary. ठीक है, सेंटेंस समरी है ये उसकी सारे के सारे की. आप एक दफ़ा फिर इसको देख सकते हैं. These are the important details. This is the topic, the highlighted in red, and the words highlighted in green are the supporting details. Yes, CR next बंदे को बोले जी. Next roll number.
04.
Dust devils are the weakest of the swirling windstorms. The winds usually spin between 12 and 30 miles per hour. Most dust devils are less than, and few last more than a minute or two. They're often seen in the desert under clear skies. Dust devils form near ground when certain kinds of winds make hot rising air start to spin.
Okay. So once again, this time the words highlighted in red are highlighting the topic, whereas words highlighted in green are the supporting details. Dust devils are the weakest of swirling windstorms. Less than 30 miles per hour, 5 feet across, last minute or two. So these are the supporting details. So all these details, the entire this material is converted into one sentence. पहले आपने डिटेल्स सारी नोट की, ठीक है. जैसे मैंने बताया, you have to use transitional phrases, transitional words, and you have to write down the main idea. ठीक है, you have to change the form, you have to change the structure, but you will never change the idea. ठीक है, आइडिया वही रहेगा. जैसे यहाँ पे हमने किया, हमने इसको कन्वर्ट किया, ये चीज़ें नोट की, उसके बाद हमने सेंटेंस बना दिया. Again we have noted down the points, and then we have made one more sentence, and this sentence is quite different, that compared to other windstorms, dust devils are the weakest and least severe. ठीक है. हाँ जी सी आर नेक्स्ट बोलिए. अच्छा, जहाँ पे कोई चीज़ समझ ना आ रही हो प्लीज़ डू आस्क मी. सी आर नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर को बोलें.
05.
नेक्स्ट को बोलें. 05 तो सो गए हैं.
010, क्योंकि सर आगे 5 के बाद 10 है, बीच में नहीं है स्टूडेंट्स.
यार मैं हूँ 007 अदनान.
फिर बोले ना जी, आप अगर हैं तो आप नेक्स्ट पे आते जाएं, खुद चलते जाएं. 7 के
ओके
बाद
सर.
नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट जिसकी बारी है वो ऑटोमेटिकली
सेवन
चले, जब बोले
सेवन
नेक्स्ट
टेन
बोले तो
सेवन।
आ जाए. पढ़े जी.
Hurricanes and typhoons are the largest of the swirling windstorms. The winds of these storms blow about 75 to 150 miles per hour. They form over warm tropical oceans and cause heavy rains as well as strong winds. When a tropical storm like this begins over the Atlantic Ocean or the Eastern Pacific Ocean, it is called a hurricane. The some kind of storm in the Western Pacific Ocean or Indian Ocean is called a typhoon. Hurricanes and typhoons may be several hundred miles wide, travel thousands of miles, and last for days.
So you can look at the words that I have highlighted in red and green. Rest all are having examples. ठीक है, ट्रॉपिकल फॉर्म कहाँ से कहाँ चढ़ता है, लिस्ट दी जा रही है, लिस्टिंग एंड एग्जाम्पल्स आर देयर. सो आई डिडंट नोट डाउन दोज थिंग्स, आई हैव जस्ट नोटेड डाउन ओनली इंपॉर्टेंट डिटेल्स. ठीक है, उन्हीं को सिर्फ बताया यहाँ पे, एग्जाम्पल्स नहीं बताई जब ये होता है जब वो होता है. नो, क्या होता है, बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट टाइफन्स एंड हरिकेन्स कैसे हैं, ऐसे हैं और किस तरह चलते हैं. So these are the things. Main idea: hurricanes and typhoons are largest. Supporting details: winds several hundred miles wide, travel thousands of miles, last for days. So you can look at the sentence summary. CR जरा sentence summary पढ़िए जरा.
In contrast, hurricanes and typhoons are the largest windstorms since they may be hundreds of miles wide, travel very fast for thousands of miles, and can last for days.
So you can look that the entire passage has been um, condensed and all the irrelevant information has been deleted and it has been filtered out into one sentence that gives the message of the entire passage. पूरे का पूरा पैसेज का मैसेज मिलता जा रहा है. सो 007 के बाद नेक्स्ट कौन है? 8, 9, 10. सीआर देखिए कौन है आगे, कौन शो हो रहा है आपके पास स्क्रीन पे. 10 के बाद कौन है? 11,
12,
12,
सर repeat करूँ मैं?
जी जी आप नहीं पढ़ना है जी.
Tornadoes are not as large as hurricanes and typhoons, and they don't travel as far. In fact, many tornadoes last only a few minutes, but the spinning wind of a tornado can rip through the air at up to 300 miles per hour. The winds of a large tornado are the fastest, most dangerous winds on earth.
Okay, so basically this is one essay that we are summarizing. ठीक है, उसको summarize करें. So these are important details and look that this time topic is given at the end. At one instance we saw the topic was at the middle and in most of the cases topic was available at the beginning. ठीक है, so this is the detail, the main idea and supporting detail given there at the slide, that the winds of a large tornado are the fastest, most dangerous winds on earth. क्यों? Few minutes or 30 miles per hour. हाँ जी, 12, 12. अभी किसने पढ़ी है ये?
Yes, sir.
हाँ पढ़ें इसको, ये सेंटेंस भी पढ़ें.
The bottom line is this: although they are not as large as hurricanes and typhoons, tornadoes are the fastest, most dangerous windstorms.
Okay, so we are done with one essay, small essay that we have summarized it and we have converted it into a summary. We have filtered all the detail, all the important details and just noted down important information and we have written one summary. So for writing a summary, you have to look for these key points. Read the text, know the text in great detail. Locate and highlight important ideas. Try to identify main ideas from supporting ideas. So try not to use examples and supporting ideas. As we saw that there are some examples, ठीक है, over there, and we have deleted those examples. So make notes, hide the text, write your own version. So need to write in your own words, then check it, then match it with the original text. So a good summary must be comprehensive, concise, coherent, and independent. So if you have any question related to writing a summary, please do ask.
सर कैन यू प्लीज टेल मी कि जो समरी होती है उसमें कोई टॉपिक सेंटेंस होता है, मतलब ऐसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल कोई एक स्टोरी है, जैसे कोई भी स्टोरी है, अब उसका एक मेन टॉपिक होता है, कोई भी स्टोरी होती है उसका एक मेन टॉपिक होता है, जब हम एक समरी लिखने लगते हैं तो हमें उसके ऊपर उसका टॉपिक निकालना अलग से होता है.
Yes, yeah, very good question. Basically, the art of writing needs you to write coherently. Needs to demands that your written script must have unity. So when you are going to convey something, so then you have to focus on the basics. When we learned about writing a paragraph, especially when we learned about writing a body paragraph, as the entire essay was related to tornado, so we need to focus on only those details, relevant details. So we have to write it in a paragraph form. That's why I said that you have to use transitional words and phrases as you were asked to write it into paragraph form, as you were bound to write it into a paragraph. ठीक है, जब आप paragraph लिखने जा रहे हैं, so then you have to apply all these things. Paragraph के rules आप apply करेंगे, paragraph के rules के हिसाब से ही चलेंगे. पैराग्राफ के रूल्स के अंदर तो ये तो एग्जाम्पल वहाँ पे आपने देनी है, सपोर्टिंग डिटेल्स, एज देयर यू आर गोइंग टू कंडेंस इट, as there you are going to apply the filter, so you are just going to give the important details, relevant details, and you have to focus on the length of the answer, that it should not increase to more than 1/3 of the original passage. If the original text is of 90 words, then your summarized passage should be in 30 words. So this is what you have to do when you are going to write a summary. ठीक है, आपने उसी के अंदर उसको रह के लिखना है, उससे बाहर आपने किसी सूरत में भी नहीं निकलना. Did you get my point?
Yes sir.
Yes, and the other thing, paragraph writing skills must be bothered. When you are writing, paragraph writing skills must be bothered for unity, for coherence. That must be bothered. That must be bothered in terms of grammar, in terms of spelling, in terms of vocabulary. That must be bothered. Do not reproduce the text. Just get the original text, ideas लिखे और वही उठा के as it. Do not write it that it should not be the original text. ठीक है, as it is नहीं लिखना. The idea must be same, but words would be your. ठीक है, आपके अपने अल्फाज होंगे, आइडियाज वही होंगे ओरिजिनल. आइडियाज शुड रिमेन ओरिजिनल, रेस्ट एवरीथिंग शुड बी चेंज. हर चीज़ आपने बदल के रख देनी है. सेंटेंस फॉर्म, सेंटेंस स्ट्रक्चर, everything is changed, but the content should not be altered at any cost. And when you are writing, focus on your paragraph writing skills. उसी के अंदर रह के लिखेंगे. उससे क्या होगा, because if you are going to summarize, so you are not going to summarize for sake of summarizing, rather you are going to summarize it, you are going to write it for the sake of reading. तो फिर पैराग्राफ की सूरत में लिखा हो, उस तरह आपने बात की हो ना. ये तो नहीं है बस ठीक है जी आपने सुना दी और उसने सुन ली, आपने लिख दिया, बस कोई पढ़े ना पढ़े, कोई करे ना करे, ऐसा नहीं होगा. ठीक है, सो डू इट लाइक दैट, डू इट लाइक दैट, ताकि उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम पेश ना आए. एनी मोर क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू समरी राइटिंग? हाँ जी, any more question? If there is no question, then we are going to leave towards an exercise. So what you have to do now, read this passage. The passage is available at your screen. Read it and read it carefully. ठीक है, first what you have to do, you have to find the topic word. ठीक है, पहली दफ़ा जब पढ़ें, have 3 readings. In first reading, find the topic, then find out the topic sentence, then find out the supporting details, important details ये लिखनी है, then make it into 1/3, original text का 1/3 आपने बनाना है, make a summary, ठीक है. Use transitional words and phrases, use your own vocabulary, ठीक है. Look for the vocabulary at internet, available at internet, उसी को इस्तेमाल करके आपने देखना है. So do it. So let's start writing the summary. एक्सरसाइज स्टार्ट कर ले, अभी स्क्रीन आपके साथ शेयर हो रही है, ठीक है. सो यू हैव गॉट 20 minutes टू राइट द समरी, ठीक है. आफ्टर 20 minutes we'll be discussing it. It is 2:45 right now, 2:45, 2:46, and inshallah at 2:15 we'll be here, 3:15 we'll be here, and we'll be discussing your answer, ठीक है. In 20 minutes you can do it, not more than 20 minutes. And if you have any questions, you can ask. So, and the slide of exercise is available at your screen. I'm not going to record the entire lecture, as now you are just going to write your exercise. So I have paused my recording, and inshallah when we'll be discussing the exercise, then once again I'll switch on the recording, so that we should record it for those people who could not have an access due to certain reasons. So for that people it would be helpful, ठीक है. So let's start talking about the exercise. I'm sure that you have applied the technique that I told you when we were going through the lecture session, and as I told you that you have to underline the important details, underline the topic sentences, you have to read the passage thrice. That's why I gave you an ample time, so that you can have a very good exercise, very good practice on writing a summary. So I hope that you have done it well, but still if you face any problem, you can ask me. I'm available, and we can proceed further towards talking about the exercise, that whether you have whatever you have written, let me see it, share your screen so that I could see it. हाँ जी, स्क्रीन शेयरिंग करें अपनी अपनी स्क्रीन पे. इसको कमेंट में आप तस्वीर खींच के कमेंट में लगाएं तस्वीर, सो दैट आई कुड सी कि आपने क्या लिखा, आपने क्या किया, ठीक है. एम आई ऑडिबल टू यू ऑल? आई नीड टू सी योर पिक्चर्स हियर, ठीक है. गूगल क्लासरूम में तो वो अभी उधर जाएंगे नहीं, अभी हमने MS टीम पे ही सारा काम करना है, ठीक है. गूगल क्लासरूम वाली बात अब ख़त्म हो चुकी है, बिकॉज वी हैव गॉट रजिस्टर्ड MS टीम IDs एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स. सो मुझे थोड़ा सा बताइए ना, जो भी आप लोगों ने लिखा है वो शेयर करें ना, यहीं पे इसको तस्वीर खींच के भेजें, ताकि मैं देखूं क्या काम हुआ है आप लोगों की तरफ से. So as you are done with your exercise, I'm sure that you have noted down important points. I'm sure that you have noted down the important details, relevant details, topic sentences, and I'm sure that you have also tried to use um, transitional phrases. So this is an answer of the exercise. This can be the best answer, and I'm not expecting from you that you are going to produce the best answer, but I would at least I would require that you should write an error free answer, ठीक है. गलतियों से कम होगा, and it must be within the dimensions of paragraph writing, that the way that we have learned how we have to write a paragraph. So I'm sure that you have applied the same technique while writing it. सही है. So look at this example. इसको आप अपने वाली के साथ ज़रा मैच कीजिए, फिर मुझे बताइए किस हद तक ये मैच करती है. I'm sure when you were writing your paragraph, when you were writing your summary, You must have looked back at your summary also. उसकी दोबारा भी आपने उसको देखा होगा. You must have seen it that what was going on over there. ठीक है, उसी को आपने देखा होगा कि वहाँ और यहाँ उसके साथ उसको आपने मैच किया. So you can look at this one, that adding sweet smelling flowers to a garden is something many gardens may skip. So एक उसने पूरी फ्रेज लगा दी, adding sweet smelling flowers to a garden, gerund phrase बनाई. फिर further उसने is something many gardeners may skip. अब उसके बाद one can become too caught up, एक पैराग्राफ की सूरत में नज़र आ रहा है. Yet adding beautiful, most aromatic, ठीक है. There are just 4 sentences over there, 4 5 sentences, ठीक है. 1 2 3 4, just 4 sentences. In 4 sentences we have written a summary, that we have filtered all the important details. We have filtered the topic, we have noted down all the important details and we have written it on the paper. तो आप अपने वाले के साथ मैच करके मुझे ज़रा बताएं ना जी, क्या क्या हालात हैं. हाँ जी, ये सारी ख़वातीन बिल्कुल ख़ामोश हैं, थोड़ा सा बोलिए जी. दो चीज़ें फिर होती हैं. इफ़ यू आर नॉट आस्किंग क्वेश्चन, देर आर टू थिंग्स, वेदर यू हैव अंडरस्टूड ईच एंड एवरीथिंग और यू हैव अंडरस्टूड नथिंग. एंड द अदर थिंग इज़ दैट कि आपने लॉगिन किया और आप गायब हो गए. अब इसमें मुझे नहीं पता कौन सी वाली बात सच है, कि लॉगिन करके गायब हो गए हैं या सो गए, जाग रहे हैं.
यस सर,
समझ भी आ रही है
जाग
सर?
रहे हैं
अच्छा, आवाज़ ऐसे
तो
आप
समझ आई है.
या साथ वाले को कहा कि जैसे ही सर मेरा नाम बुलाए तो मुझे जगा देना, ऐसा तो नहीं है कहीं?
नहीं सर, अकेले बैठे हुए हैं रूम में.
अच्छा चलें, ठीक है ठीक है, इट्स ओके. सो आई कैन फील कि आप लोग जो है ना, यू आर डूइंग योर वर्क. You know that this is another way, another technique, and I don't know whether how was your previous experience with other teacher. I don't know about that, but I'm sure that you have experienced new things when you are attending online classes. So we are applying the same thing. The way we were talking in on campus classes. So in the same way we are there. सिर्फ वहाँ थोड़ा शोर शराबा बाहर होता था, अल्लाह गुल्ला. यहाँ पे वो नहीं है. वहाँ आपका एसी का मसला होता था, ज़रा तेज़ कर दें. तो अभी वैसे भी सर्दियाँ आ गए, अभी आप मज़ीद तेज़ कर लेंगे, तो वो चक्कर अब नहीं है ना. यहाँ पे सिर्फ और सिर्फ किताबें हैं, आप हैं और हम हैं. So this is all about today's lecture. ठीक है, कोई चीज़ ऐसी जो आपको समझ नहीं आई, so you can ask me. I'll be very happy to answer your questions even after watching this video, as I've recorded it for those people who couldn't attend the lecture due to valid reasons. Only due to valid reasons they will be provided with these lectures, so that they could attend, they could listen to the lecture, and they could also apply the technique. So if you face still you face any problem, you can ask me. ठीक है, मुझसे आप ज़रूर पूछ सकते हैं. I'll be very happy to answer your questions. So इसी पे मैं रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप करता हूँ. आई एम गोइंग टू स्टॉप द रिकॉर्डिंग एंड वी आर गोइंग टू जस्ट हैव एन अटेंडेंस एंड वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक anything out of the way, means other things related to your study, so that we can have a further discussion on anything if you want to ask.